Hi, Jim Gardner here, aka Jim Gardner Construction, aka Old Dad Adventures. I'm going to go over some of the basics here. I'm about to go off on a little excursion to do some fishing, and I wanted to go over my Jeep Rubicon and how I've got it set up and the basics I go out with on any adventure, but that should help to give you a sense of what I'm looking at. My general rule of thumb is overkill is fine. Bring everything you can imagine you might need because you may end up needing it. So let's start with the basics of the vehicle. We've got the Rubicon here. We've got the worn winch in the front with tow hooks, basically to haul me or others out of bad situations. I've got these heavy duty metal bumpers. I've got a light bar on top for being off-road in the dark. I have nothing set up in terms of racks at the moment, though I do have some other racks. I've got my spare tire back here. I've got my heavy duty bumper on the back with more tow hooks. And that's essentially the layout of the vehicle. Now, in terms of what I carry, here's the back of the Jeep. I carry a bunch of stuff in here. I'm setting up for fishing now, so I've got my fishing box, I've got boots, I've got spare jackets and clothing to keep warm. I've got my sort of, off-road pack in case I have to hoof it, and I have some survival stuff in that. I've got extra water. I've got just a ton of stuff in here. I've got, and things you might not think are important, but could end up being significant, like, for example, window cleaner, WD-40. I've got lots of gloves, tow hooks and lines to carry things. I also have some gloves and other things for work. I've got jumper cables, winch extension, screwdrivers, ponchos, what else? Anyway, all kinds of cables and lines and other things. And we'll go over here. I've got a decent tool kit with everything in it in case I need to kind of work on anything while I'm out here. I got my boots. I got my chairs, of course, for sitting by the lake if I make it there. And also fishing poles. That's kind of the basics here. Now, the things I'm carrying inside the vehicle, I have a couple of small coolers. This one here is for ice, which I put my worms or night crawlers in there. And then also I could put the fish in there if I ever get lucky enough and catch any. Got my trash bag, very important. Going inside the front, I've got, I mount my camera and phone up here. I've got a whole set of maps and other things. I've got another small cooler here in which I keep all kinds of, healthy food stuff for the day. And I've got extra water in the back. I need a coffee maker, I think, somewhere in here because I ran out of coffee and I'm slowing down a little bit, but I'm doing okay. And I think that covers the basics of what I would normally go out with just on a simple trip. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'm about to head out.